All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Yu Yu Hakusho, episode 82. Game Master is doing his game mastering thing. And Mitarai, not Mitari, has proven himself and turned the barbs of Game Master back on Game Master in the classic, very meta no-use strat. But Game Master doesn't actually need to beat them in order to win.
Just needs to stall.
Just stall for time.
Like a classic streamer.
Yep, exactly. So let's stretch this content out. Let's see how Game Master just, stalls.
Like literally, Togashi, you're a genius. You're able to create a setting where the audience is encouraged, and in fact, encourages you to have the antagonist just stall for time.
Right.
It's brilliant.
But weirdly enough, Game Master was actually kind of rushing them last episode. Which was odd.
Very odd.
Makes me wonder if this set of games is actually like all that they need to do to beat Game Master. Because wouldn't that suck if it was like, yes, then you get the chance to you beat this thing. Here, cool. Here's puzzle number 2. Like just no. But,
hey, you thought this was gonna be over anytime soon? No,
what?
No. Or they could have
Screw
this
the
be
rules.
the thing where it's
money.
like, no, this is actually something where, as we're going through this, your perception of time is slightly skewed now. So you've actually been in the game for, 5 times the normal time.
Exactly. Yep.
So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
I could see one situation in which a sort of pseudo main character gets killed off.
Koenma?
Nope. So Chu does end up dating Yusuke's mom. And it's a very loving relationship and stuff. And then he dies tragically. And just after Yusuke was beginning to trust him, and look up to him as sort of a drunk father figure.
Yeah. And the reason why he dies is because his actual father comes back.
Oh.
And
I was going to say he heroically saves Yusuke's mom from like some bad guy or something. But I suppose that works too. Yusuke's actual dad is the bad guy.
Right.
Yes.
Of course. When you go long enough in a shonen, you have to have the dad eventually show up again and be a super-powered bad guy. Okay.
You cannot defeat me, Heavyfoot!
An FPS?
I'm the greatest fighter pilot in the world!
A classic flight shooter. I could clear out this game with one hand stuck in a vise. I'm calling
right.
this one.
Please take care, Genkai.
Yeah,
Okay.
show us your skills, old lady.
Do you remember at, like, pizza places, those little, like, shooter games that were, like, you'd be an aircraft, you'd get a bunch of upgrades.
Like the scroller with like the... Yeah.
Lasers and all that?
Yep.
Shoot, that was so much fun. Oh, nice.
This is taking me back to the
Realism.
old flight simulator games.
Each player has 3 lives. You must take out your opponent's base and helicopter before losing all lives, or you will have failed your mission. Now hit the skies.
Oh, it's a free-for-all PvP, like, stock battle.
I think guy's doing pretty good so far.
Imagine showing people scenes like this out of context.
Right. Yeah.
Wow! Yeah, Grandma!
Exactly.
Without a single mistake.
Oh, a Death Star trench run.
Yeah, she's got this.
Cobra!
Just attacking the base directly. She would have to be flawless to survive that.
Oh, wow.
Did you see that move?
Boom.
Jeez,
Okay.
Grandma hiding some skills in that witch hair?
Had to have something to do on rainy days.
Better than the bingo parlors.
Yeah.
Bring all you got, flyboy.
Wait.
This calls for evasive action.
Princess Leia is secretly Genkai's role model.
What? Do a barrel roll! Nothing personal, kid. Well,
Game
Okay.
over. Winner, Genkai.
yeah, now I'm starting to get a little sus too. Genkai did it so easily.
King of the mountain! Level 1!
Wait, that's even easier then.
So,
Come fight me! Yeah, wouldn't you know it's a fighting game when my turn comes up? I'm feeling lucky, old lady. Fortune
Maybe
tapping
not.
on my elbow.
What if the
Yeah.
difficulty
That was
actually
me telling you not to be stupid.
Hey, it's
one
me.
was the hardest and like higher numbers were easier?
Maybe.
A tournament of monsters in a forgotten realm. All fighters clash at once in a battle royale.
Okay.
The last one standing becomes king of the mountain. You
Okay.
have 3 lives.
I get the feeling Yusuke is maybe set up to win this one.
Wait.
Yeah, I
Free
think-
for all.
I think that's
They're
it.
they're all fighting him.
Has died. 2 lives remaining.
Okay, maybe Spirit
Dimwit.
Shotgun?
You see the targets on their chests? You have to hit them for real damage.
Oh, so it doesn't matter how tough
I thought
Yusuke
they were just
is.
wearing big
Yeah.
red bullseyes to be fashionable.
See?
But do they have 3 lives too? Oh!
Oh no! Curse these
All right.
hitboxes.
Yeah. Why isn't he using fire magic? Doesn't he know these enemies are weak against fire magic? I do love though that Genkai is like
my
backseating
God.
him.
Sell this stuff at the gas station.
What?
Okay.
Yes! What was that frame of pixelation?
When in doubt, blow up a mountain.
Game over.
Okay.
I will say that was fairly mid as far as your one-liners go, Yusuke.
Yeah.
I think you can do
I've
better.
had crazier fights in real life.
AI is so disappointing. But that just means it's the Goblin King's turn. Let's give it a spin. I hope we get an action one. I want to beat you in style.
Master quiz. Level
Oh,
G.
son of a gun, not the Master Quiz game. This is like my least favorite game of all of them.
Good news for the good guys.
I trust you'll let me play. Please.
You better play it smart, Kaito. Kurama thinks this kid's pretty dangerous.
He also could be trying to like bait them here.
He just said this was his least favorite game.
Yeah, he could
Yet
be
he's
lying.
still happy and at ease.
Good luck, Shake.
Don't spoil the part. The real Goblin King wouldn't ask for a handshake.
Yeah.
And
spoil
also
the part.
touching
You just
might
spoil
be
the fun.
an aspect of his power.
This is a multiple choice quiz where you buzz in to answer. Each right answer gets a point, and the first to 10 wins. If you answer something wrong, you won't lose points. But if you make 3 mistakes, you're disqualified.
Oh,
Interesting.
okay. I like it.
That's fun.
Speed is good, but you don't want to do that constantly. All right, I wonder if they're like real world trivia things,
Sure.
and then we might be able to answer them.
What is my favorite color?
First to 10 points wins. Game starts.
I'm actually excited about this because now I can participate, kinda.
Sure, yeah.
Lose your nerve, Goblin King?
You can have some free ones. First 5 questions. I'll just
Whoa.
stand back and let you get the points if you even know any answers.
That's
Whoa.
generous. I think I may know a few.
In the ammo.
Oh shit!
You're right, Kaito. 1 point.
Whoa!
Flexing on him.
First word of the question. That's why I failed 6th grade science.
Because it's multiple
Well, mine
choice.
wasn't an act of ignorance. There are a total of 17,000 questions in the Battle Quiz database. Of those, only 3 begin with "in the AMA," which, if allowed the finish, would have spelled Amazon.
Yep.
The answers are Poroka, Piranha, and Amazon Highway. They're always lettered the same. Poroka's always C.
You've memorized 17,000
What?
questions.
Wait!
God damn.
That's no fun! I want to participate!
Okay.
Question number 1 was, in the Amazon, the Araguari River has a world-famous natural phenomenon that causes water to flow upstream. What is this called?
I would never have got
I
that.
don't need a handicap.
Concentrate. Question 2's coming up.
And some of these questions might be different, so
That was a tough question, though.
yeah.
Like, that's not only geography, that's like cultural and language.
Yes, back to this.
Yes.
Centuries of recuperation, you realize you will be left unarmed.
Yes, Father.
So it's become that severe. Then I have no choice. You have permission.
Thank you, Dad. I'll do what I must.
Whoa, okay.
All right.
So I'm leaving, Ogre. Maybe for keeps.
But George wants to go too.
Don't start that again. Just say goodbye.
No, sir!
What?
About our progress!
You're right. 5 in a row. Kaito, 5 points. Goblin King, 0.
He's fearless, still confident of victory.
But how come? Kaido's answering right at the start of the question. How could anyone be faster?
Yeah, unless he can stop time.
Unless he added
Got
DLC.
it. Ready to play.
He knows what the questions are going to be before they even start.
I've known dorks like you, guys who think they're better at games than me just because they're older.
Wait,
Well, for
okay,
your info, what
I
I've
have
been
a
looking
crazy
at has
idea.
nothing to do with you.
What if he's like, these questions aren't random, they're a seeded random, and I figured out the seed so I know what the next question is going to be
Quiz
before it
question
even shows
number
up. Yep.
He jumped the gun.
Nope.
You realize what Amanuma's done now. If a player presses his buzzer before the question begins, he will not be allowed to see the answer choices.
So he's just gonna guess A through D, but that's
Oh,
my
shit.
trick.
I don't believe it. He can't win off hunches.
There's
Yeah, no.
hunch.
Number 6. This is an awesome one. In the year 2000, a group of respected scientists predicted an asteroid would crash into the Earth. What was the asteroid's name? The answer's B for Tautatis.
Yeah. You can't actually have true random in a computer.
Yeah.
You can just get really close to simulating it.
Not only has he memorized the questions like Kaito, he's memorized their order.
Yeah.
Impossible! No one can
Holy
ever memorize
shit.
the order in this game. They're supposed to be asked at random. Ah!
Not exactly, Mr.
Is it-
Know-it-all.
Yeah.
It looks random, but it actually goes by a pretty complicated formula.
Yeah!
It takes me the first
Holy
5 seconds
shit!
to figure out which track it's on. But now that I've got it down, I'll be impossible to beat.
Oh my god.
You're right. 2 in a row. Goblin
Wow.
King, 2 points.
That's cool. That's so awesome that was actually
Holy
like brought
fuck.
up. What's he gonna
Where
do?
are you going? This is a tag team.
You're right. 3 in a row.
I'm going to turn this game off.
Oh?
And how? You
I'm gonna
see a
kill him.
power strip somewhere? Please don't try anything reckless. We're inside Amanuma's territory, so every action we're allowed to take is dictated by the rules he set, and he can punish us for doing it wrong.
Yeah, man, it's just gonna be a repeat of when you tried hitting Kaito
Yeah,
in the house.
true.
Nice one.
Well,
You're right. 5 in a row.
yeah.
Tie
Nice.
game.
Right.
Not even a flinch.
We knew as much. You and Hiei should be study partners, Yusuke.
Shut up.
Quiz question.
What do you think you're doing? You don't know the questions like I do. You'll just be making random guesses.
I'll have a 25% chance of
Yeah,
victory.
versus
Much better
0.
than just watching you win.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, that's wrong. Kaito has 1 bad mark.
Yeah, the problem is that you need to get 25% chance, which is like, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's wrong. Kaito has 3 bad marks. Kaito, game over.
There's nothing that I hate more than the pain of defeat, but it's all my fault for not noticing the pattern.
Come on, don't be so hard on yourself. You played a good round and it was fun. Maybe we can play a game you're better at later on. We'll have time.
Ha! Wow.
As far as
Oh,
gaming
we'll
goes, that
have
makes
time.
Kurama our last hope. You know, I haven't been too worried since we won the first 3 games so easily, but what happens if we lose Goblin City in this kid's territory? Arcades
Have
do
to
get
start
pretty
over?
creative with their death scenes.
He acted chummy. Does he even realize what he's involved in?
No,
Think,
I think
Kaito.
he knows
Do you
exactly.
feel any different physically?
No. That's partly why it seems so strange. I thought he'd take my
Oh.
soul for losing in his territory, but I almost feel better.
Yes, that would fit the pattern.
All right, I'm gonna start charging you money for being vague.
We are
I now
starting to
suspect
enjoy
that even
being
if we
here.
failed every game, none of us would lose our lives. Not as long as we keep playing.
Yeah, but I'm sure you
Oh,
don't have a
shit.
game. We beat this kid at the game that's probably been his babysitter most of his life. We'll have to keep playing and playing if we want to live, but we don't have time for that.
That is precisely
Yeah.
our enemy's point.
Okay.
To trap us inside this territory until
Yep.
the tunnel to Demon World can be completed.
You figured out Sensui's awesome plan. I'm gonna let you out of the game as soon as they're done digging. So come on, we still have a few hours to have some fun.
Wow. Okay.
Well, shit. They can't win.
Yeah.
They're fucked.
I mean, hey, maybe they'll be able to beat him somehow.
Isn't it exciting to know that you're going to help, Mr. Kuwabara?
How many times can I tell you I'd die before I'd help? You messy
God.
your butt up! Our time's running out!
Only 2 hours
Yeah.
remain before the tunnel
Okay.
opens and releases Armageddon on the human race.
Well, there we go.
The Yusuke's
Yep.
team trapped in the Game Master's world. How can Sensui's plan be stopped?
Well, all right. Here we go.
Awesome.
We are in an infinite game state where there's no chance of them really winning.
Take care now.
Unless-
Don't want to see you go hollow.
Yeah, unless he basically like starts putting himself into games that he's
I think-
basically like going to have a weird matchup in for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Because if that was the game he's the worst at,
Right, which is weird because it's a guaranteed victory for
well,
him.
no.
with that one.
It's the thing of where he has to hope that by the time he's gone through enough of the questions, that he can remember the pattern.
Sure.
So it has nothing to do with his game skills.
Right.
But his actual game skills are probably insanely good.
But what would he actually do in like a fighting game?
What do you mean?
Like if him and Yusuke got into a fighting game together, right?
Yeah, because he's not fighting. He's
right.
playing a character.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
oh
all he
yeah,
just
fighting
does is
game. He'd
not
probably
get hit.
Right. He'd probably tear Yusuke to shreds
In a fighting
like,
game.
Yusuke would be all like, "Ah, yes, I am Yusuke Urameshi, and I have never known defeat." And he'd be like, "Hold on, let me solo him." You know.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
This is the power of a game master.
That's right.
Actually applying all the rules. Mm-hmm. And the rules that are subtle little aspects of the game state as to how you enter and leave the game
Right.
apply beyond just actually going and playing the mini games for the full game.
And he isn't cheating or doing any like truly underhanded tactics of like, okay, and now when you pull the crank to like spin the things, it spins for 10 minutes before it decides on something or anything like that.
No bullshit. It's just the thing of where the kid likes to play games, and now he has his ultimate desire, which is a bunch of
A captive audience.
Yeah, a very captive audience that has to play with him. And if they want to leave, they can, but then they'll die.
Right.
So
There you go.
he can let them out whenever he wants, or they can win. That's basically the only ways they're getting out.
Yep.
And given that all he's really wanted to do is stall for time, he doesn't really need to have them here for a long period of time. In fact, it might not be safe for the game master to stick around longer than 2 hours. So, because if, your demons start flooding through the portal and stuff, it's like, well, I got a deuce, see ya.
That was one of the things I was kind of wondering if this is his way of also making sure that he will be safe once the demon portal is opened. That's fine. I'll just be playing games forever in my territory. If demons want to come in and play with me, great.
Yeah, then why would he want to let them out then at 2 hours? Because then he would just play infinitely, right?
Theoretically, he could, I suppose, but it's I don't know, maybe.
Oh, maybe it's the thing of where he doesn't want to lose. So by the time they're getting close to fulfilling the prerequisites to beat him by having enough of their people win games, then he's like, cool. See you guys next time. I'm going to start a new session with some new players.
Sure. Yeah.
I can see that being the case, where it's a thing of, he very much will be playing games into eternity, but he does need to have himself, he does need to follow the rules, so he does need to get new friends and stuff.
Right.
That also could be another thing where demons are new players.
Yep.
In a lot of ways, demons could be a fun way for him to explore a new server.
Exactly, right? Where it's like, oh yeah, I've played against humans, and they're all right.
They're okay.
But like,
I want to teach some demons games.
I want to teach some demons games, and just because like a demon is like a super S class or something, right? Yes, it's super strong, but it could be super strong in other ways than just physical might, right? Mm-hmm. It could be some super Giga Chad 5-head brilliant galaxy brain, demon, and then he's like, okay, cool, I'll be able to play against you. I've never played against something like you before,
But they shouldn't be able to do anything in the territory.
Right, exactly. So he's safe, but he might be able to up the difficulty basically of the pool of people that he's been able to play against.
Yeah.
Okay. as far as a way to truly have this kid be able to stall while still having it feel like he's not just cheesing it out, right? Because games can absolutely be cheesed, but he's not doing that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Because otherwise, I get the feeling it would get a bit more frustrating than it already is for the main cast, where they're just
it'd also be frustrating to watch. I feel like
Yeah.
on a meta level, there's a couple things Togashi needs to kind of manage here.
Mhm.
One is the pacing, just in general.
Yep.
Pacing is like such an important deal when you have a large cast of main characters that are on the good guy side going through some kind of like video game-esque design level boss rush thing where they're like, oh, the next boss is Game Master. How will we beat Game Master? Well,
Yep.
we need to show all the characters doing something so that they all feel worthwhile to be here. But in order to do that, all of their little mini engagements here have to be fast, impactful, and
Entertaining,
showcase a little bit of those characters, having their own specific flavor here. But yes, they have to be entertaining, of course.
Yeah, because I'm sure that Togashi would have plenty of ammunition for entertainment from the standpoint of like meta commentary on games that have unskippable cutscenes or things like that. That's not necessarily going to be something that's going to be engaging for the audience. So here we go. Cool. I'm curious to see how that will come into play in the next episode or two. Because that's where we'll actually probably be going through the repetitions. But yeah.
Okay. All in all, having us get like a lulled into the false sense of security by basically saying, "Oh, you're gonna play the AI." That's great. That's great. But once you start putting in basically your how do we say this? Once you start putting in your good players into weaker games, then Game Master steps up and is like, okay, now I'm going to go in and get involved in one of the games here. Now, I don't know why he didn't just do this from the beginning.
I think it was because it's 7 matches and it's 4 out of 7. So given that they had won 3, on the 4th one, it was against Game Master, because if they win, like, Game Master is the final one.
But
so
yeah, but why not do all of them then? There's no reason.
Yeah, less risk for him,
But what's the risk? This is the part where I'm like, I still don't get it. Why not fight them on every single one? He doesn't have any limit as to how many he can play in. No,
it's just theoretically they could, pull a surprise on him or something,
But there's no consequences to that. Beating him doesn't mean anything more in terms of the way the rules were established than just winning in the previous one in a fighting game against the AI. It still is one win.
No, because I think the objective for them to beat the game is to beat the Goblin King, and he's the Goblin King. So, So once they beat him at a game, any game, they win, they're out of the game, and then he can't stall for time anymore. They've gotten past him.
Okay, so he's playing the odds in that they face him the least amount of times, but
because he doesn't think that they'll be able to beat him. But even that being said, theoretically they could do something that he hasn't seen before. So
so he basically waited until Genkai, and they'd hit 3 of their 4
until they basically earned the ability to force him to play against them.
Yeah.
Because it's
weird.
It's a mechanic system off of a made up game in a made up universe. So that's probably just how the base game worked, and he's playing things the way he's ripping something from a
I got the wrong impression from the previous thing was that once they had actually gotten 4 of the 7, then they were able to face him.
That's what I thought it was too, but they only did 3, so maybe it was that.
Yeah.
If they win 4 out of 7, then they win, and it's just. But then, theoretically, even if he beat them here, does that mean that they have 3 more chances to try and beat him, or do they have to start over, get to the point where they would be on essentially match point out of the 7, and then face him?
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. I feel like
you know what I think it is. You know what I think it is.
What?
He's wanting the games to go on as long as possible.
Sure.
I mean, if he beats them at 4 games out of 4, the games don't go on as long. But if he gets them all the way to where they are on their last game, and then he beats them 4 in a row, he gets to have them play 7 games with him. So it's just more time he spends with them. So it's just the slowest way to do this. If he has zero worry about losing, then this is the way to guarantee that they play the longest amount of time in here under the 7-game amount. Now, they might be able to keep going, and then they reset back to 0.
Right, once the 7 have been won, and he won 4 out of the 7, and then...
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, you can try again.
Right, and then maybe it's still something where then the 3 wins that they need to get before they face him is just a way to basically use up 3 of their best people, you know? So that, where they might...
But they didn't. They kind of used their worst people.
Well...
In a lot of ways. Yeah, Yusuke and Mitarai are they're not gamers here.
That's true. That's a good point.
It was the thing of him basically saying, oh, weird, you used Genkai so early on a really easy game.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, yeah, sure, we are going to use,
some...
Yeah, because Kurama's still in the wing here.
That's true. Yeah. That is a very good point.
So if they were basically thinking, oh, we're going to try and win 4 games here.
I do kind of really want to see Hiei go up against Game Master in a video game, because Hiei does not seem like the kind of person that would play video games. And doesn't seem like the kind of person that would necessarily be good at it, because
he's probably their worst player.
Probably.
Yeah.
So that just sounds like it would be a fun little disaster. But as far as an idea that I have as far as how the show could be presented to the audience in such a way to stay entertaining while they are still running out the clock, basically,
right,
is if Sensui ends up showing Chapter Black to Kuwabara, that could be a way that they could go into essentially time montage.
Yes, please.
Where Kuwabara is having to see all of this horrible stuff while his friends just sort of aren't making progress, right? You touch base with them every once in a while.
Right.
Oh, they go through games. They get the chance to face Game Master. Nope, he beats them
4 times in a row.
Right, exactly. Things like that. And then that way, Kuwabara being forced to witness these horrors would be a way to add tension and urgency, even though the characters don't know that that's happening. They just know that he's in danger and they need to save him. For the audience, then it's like, no, you need to beat Game Master quickly, because look at what's happening to our beautiful boy. Yeah,
I agree. I think that would be really exciting. I think also it's just something that's really important to have Kuwabara actually have some character agency while he's tied up. At the very least, if he's not being given time to interact with Sensui and talk to him. Because I feel like Kuwabara's actual strongest stat is his ability to bluster and make a bunch of noise and actually make some sense once you start listening to him.
Right.
And while he's a good, wholesome, loyal doggo, those are, I would say, strengths that are not necessarily just an individual thing. Those are a team thing. But when he's by himself... not with any of his friends. I think in some ways it's his heart, man. That's the
exactly
part that's gonna win out.
And the tough thing is that's
what Sensui's going to be attacking.
That's what Sensui's going to be attacking, and Sensui's own convictions are his strength as well, in addition to just being a good fighter. So that's probably why I want to see that fight, but also why Kuwabara probably won't be able to use that. He won't be able to use his manly heart to convince Sensui the way he was with Seaman.
Yeah.
But
all right. Yeah, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.